Your workspace is probably not the best place to work. Ironic, I know. However, if you're on self-improvement, like you just started self-improvement or you're in the middle of self-improvement, you're in the very beginning levels of self-improvement, then you're in this sort of state in which your desk is probably the things that you do schoolwork on, or any sort of work, any sort of hobby, and that you do degenerate things on. Degenerate could be social media, porn, video games, and you just opt into whatever degenerate activity you do. Yeah, it feels good in the moment. You feel like you're being productive. You have a Google Doc of your schoolwork just there. And you haven't even touched a thing. You haven't touched anything on that Google Doc. Maybe you wrote a few words for your essay. Maybe you're just trying to create a lab, trying to finish a lab, or a source-based analysis, whatever. You probably have schoolwork just open there. You could also have a hobby that you just have right there. You're going to start that business, right? You're going to start that business just eventually, right? Right? No. You go back into those degenerate activities, going back, slipping back into porn, into social media, into video games. Your workspace right now is probably not the best place to work. In order for you to do actual productive work, you have to almost disconnect yourself from social media, from porn, from video games. Make it harder for yourself to access those activities. You have to be more mindful when you use your workspace, your desktop, as a desktop, a tool in which you're going to use to create something great. But ever rarely do people make something great. I know I struggle myself. I struggle with a lot of projects that I think about and I end up not doing. For example, I'm interested in computer science. I'm fairly good at computer science, and yet I struggle with the self-motivation, the self-governance of creating a game and sticking with a plan that is able to change, a plan that you're able to fall back on even when things are rough. I never have a plan. Ever. A plan is not only just what you do, but how you fit it into your time. How you're able to do these sorts of things at this certain time. You need to have time management skills. You have to be responsible for your time. So I sound like a teacher, I know, but yeah, teachers are right. You have to be responsible for your own time. Teachers are in charge of you. I know in the Canadian school system that a lot of the teachers are actually quite good in the higher levels, like -1, IB, because I've been through it. I enjoy teachers that are passionate about teaching. I am not one of the kids that have been traumatized. Maybe you are. Maybe you were traumatized by the school system. A lot of the motivation that you have to do work on your desktop is not work. It's not productive hours of work. You probably spend only 10 minutes of solid effort trying to do something because you get stuck into a rabbit hole of whatever you're doing. And eventually that rabbit hole morphs into something completely different. Maybe it's a wormhole that's not even related to your work. Instead, it's related to the media that you consume. Maybe it's even the porn that you consume. You're a degenerate if you even watch, if you even consume these sorts of things on a massive scale. If you consume these things on a massive scale, then you're just a degenerate, bro. Like, you consume all these things and yet they don't benefit you in any way. So how do you think it's going to benefit you when you sit there just lying down on your bed when your desktop is right there, or even when you're on your desktop, you're jacking off? You have to change something, and that something is your environment. I am so grateful that I have friends on self-improvement that are trying to get out of the same degenerate lifestyle that I've tried to get out of, because now I have a support system. A lot of the self-improvement content that I do consume is that of Hamza, but it's also a lot from my friends, because my friends share that content that they learn and they teach it to me. And because I don't know anything, because I've detached away from self-improvement and tried to make myself better as a man, as a young man about to go into the world, they are trying to communicate the certain things that they learn in order for them to be a young man. And so I have a great support system. And I'm grateful that I have friends on self-improvement, because I go to the gym. I go to the gym and I see just a peer of me, just any sort of peers in the gym. I say hi to them, and if they're chill, we hit it off. But self-improvement is not that easy. I had to motivate myself to go to the gym every single day. And it worked. The habit of going to the gym allowed me to go to the gym. Crazy, I know. However, habit building is crucial. a lot of your workspace is probably degenerate due to how you habitually do these sort of degenerate activities there. So what you need to do is disconnect from your desk and just sit. Just sit away from your desk. Don't even approach your desk. When you have the thought of approaching your desk, run away from it. I remember this biblical story. Well, no, I got it from the Quran. This story of Joseph, where temptation of doing sin versus running away for it for the sake of God. When you run away from sin, it allows you to have better moral soul. Your soul is nourished in that situation because you feel as though you've accomplished something that is right. And you probably already know what is right. You probably already consumed a lot of self-improvement content. And so you probably already know that you shouldn't be going on those websites. You shouldn't be going on those social media platforms. And yet you still do. And that's the sad thing, that a lot of people just go on social media, do all this, do all that, and yet they're unfulfilled. And they're on self-improvement, and they go to the gym. Going to the gym is not enough. Going to the gym is one step of it. If you are a boy that goes to the gym, but you still jerk your dick off like a little monkey, you're still a boy. And I'm a boy.